Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am coming back at you with a wargaming and miniature video. In today's video, we're going to show off some miniatures that I just finished for a ongoing commission. These are Napoleonic Russian figures, and there's a number of battalions and also generals. It's a mix of Warlord Games, plastic, Russians from the Russian starter army, in addition to some command packs. And the Perry miniatures are some generals and command packs. So all the battalions are going to be 6 bases. There are 5 battalions, and this is just one of them. And now I couldn't tell you what province that flag represents. I'm not up to speed on my Russian flag colors. We'll point out that these guys have the white gaiters. I do believe that they split the white and the black gaiters up to the summer and winter months. All right, let's show you the next battalion. Okay, this is the 2nd Battalion, kind of with the pink and purple flags. And you'll notice that these have the black gaiters. And something I would like to point out is I use the Warlord, or at least it's Army Painter grass green for the flock, with a little bit of stones thrown in. You'll notice that 2 bases of every battalion are grenadiers with their black plumes. And some of the command figures, like this officer and this standard bearer, are Perry miniatures. Others are Warlord Games, and I basically did a mixture, mixed them up so that you get a large variety. This is a commission for one of my customers, and I just wanted to show him and show you what I've been working on for the last month or so. All right, let's look at the next battalion. All right, and here is the next battalion. And this one, you can see it has some green and pink in the flag. You'll know that all the bases are Litko 40 by 40 bases. You'll notice that you have 2 bases of grenadiers with every battalion. I don't know what I've already said and what I haven't, so I might be repeating myself, but that's okay while you're watching. I also have a smattering of Shako covers. These were very fun to paint, but there's just so many of them that it took a long time to get complete. And you'll notice this battalion has black gaiters. All right, the next battalion. All right, now this one is kind of pink and white with the Russian white and the regimental color. You'll notice some of the officers are holding their hats up with their sword. One thing I noticed about painting the Russians compared to like the French or maybe the British is that they're very uniform. They're very strict uniforms. They do not have variations. There's not like some with dirty pants and others without dirty pants, or some with a bedroll and others without a bedroll. It's very uniform. The collars and cuffs are all the same, and the gaiters are all the same, based on the season. Yeah, there's a lot of figures. I painted somewhere in the neighborhood 170 models. All right, that was the 4th Battalion. All right, let's show you the 5th Battalion. All right, this is the 5th and final line battalion, but there were 6 command stands that were included. So I went ahead and finished up the final command stand, and the owner can swap this out, or he can make multiple small battalions, which I plan to show up all the battalions at the same time on the table, so you'll be able to see them all together. I kind of like that red and black. It's pretty sweet. All right, let me show you the next battalion. All right, now here is the battalion we all love because of their mitre caps, but this is the Pavlovian Grenadiers. Now there's a couple of special things you'll want to notice on the Pavlovian Grenadiers. First, you'll notice that these miters have little pom-poms on their tops. These guys are the Grenadiers of the Pavlovian Grenadiers. This is an 8-base battalion, so it's considered a large battalion. So you'll see that 3 of them actually have the pom-poms. The standards are split between 2 bases because when you deploy this in a column like this, you don't want to have your flags off center. You don't want to have your flags on one stand like the line battalions do, because the line battalions are 6 bases, so all the flags would be in the center stand. But because this is split down the middle, 4 base, 4 base, I split. This is what I do with my British as well, because the British all carry 2 flags. So you have your white national flag and your regimental flag. You got your drummer and your officer on line, and then the rest are all Pavlovians. These are the Pavlov Grenadier Musketeers or Fusiliers, and these are the Pavlovian Grenadiers. All right, well, that's all the battalions. Now let me show you the officers. All right, now all the officers, except for maybe one, is going to be Perry miniatures. I base them up on my round bases, and the bases grow in size based on if it's a brigade commander, a company commander, or a corps or better. So a 3-figure stand is like your corps or better. A 2-figure stand is like a division commander. So these guys would be division commanders. This would be a corps. This would be a corps commander. All of these figures, except for the adjutants, but all the general figures are named generals. You can look that up on the Perry website. And this is the other 5 generals. Yeah, they're all good-looking generals. Perry always does a really good job on their miniatures. This is the Warlord Games general that comes with the starter army. All the other generals I shown were Perry. They're all based with Warlord or Army Painter grass green. They're the dirt texture is Vallejo medium earth, or earth brown, I think it might be called. And I threw a few stones on all the bases to give a little bit of an extra texture. Plus, these are all dull coated using the AK Ultra Matte and the I do a 50-50 mix with AK Ultra Matte and Vallejo Matte Finish, and it really does a good job. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle my table up and the camera up a little bit, and I'm going to try to put all the figures on the table at one time so you can see the full collection. All right, so this is the entire army in its completed state. Now, what I was talking about with this extra command stand was you can make a couple of different small units and be able to include that. So let's take this Pavlov Grenadier unit and just slide it off just a little bit. Make this a 4-stand battalion. That's a small unit. And then you could put this guy and this guy, and you've got another small unit. So you could have 3 small battalions, and then you could go with 3 large battalions, or two base battalions. I think are considered tiny battalions, but they're supposed to be actually deployed in skirmish mode, so I probably wouldn't do that. But there you go. These are the battalions with the extra stand. You've got 5 battalions with the large Pavlov Grenadiers. And then these are all the generals. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out and checking this out. I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on next, but you should check out my figures at my eBay store, which is right here. And then if you have a commission that you want signed up with, check me out at this email address right here, and I would be glad to quote you a price and tell you where to send it and all that stuff. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.